Welcome back to the battles between Zatanna versus Doctor Strange, and who will win. Before we dive into the analysis, please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me. Thank you very much.
Zatanna Zatara is the daughter of Giovanni Zatara, a legendary sorcerer. She possesses the rare Homo Magi bloodline, representing individuals born with a connection to primal magic. From her appearance, Zatanna was not simply a witch, but a living symbol of the intersection between stage performance and supernatural power. Unlike classic sorcerers who hide in the shadows, Zatanna stepped into the spotlight as a captivating magician. Each of her performances was not just entertainment, but a perfect combination of stage skill and genuine magic. What truly sets her apart is her ability to use reverse language to activate magic, a unique form of logomancy that transforms each utterance into a key, unlocking the wondrous transformations of reality. Within the Justice League Dark, Zatanna plays a central role, not only because of her power, but also because of her versatility in using magic. Unconstrained by rigid rules, she is always creative in every situation, turning the impossible into the possible with a single spell. Behind the stage lights lies a steadfast spirit, acutely aware of her responsibility to protect the world from dangerous supernatural forces. She doesn't seek worship or absolute power, but rather balance, where magic is used as a tool to maintain order and hope. Zatanna is the embodiment of pure magic, where strength, creativity, and courage blend seamlessly. Zatanna Zatara's power isn't simply a matter of spells, but a complex system of abilities. At the core of her power is logomancy, the ability to reverse words to activate magic. With just a few reversed words, Zatanna can bend the laws of nature, transform matter, control elements like fire, water, earth, and wind, and even directly influence the weather and surrounding space. She possesses the ability to manipulate reality at an extremely high level. Space and time in Zatanna's hands are no longer limitations, but become materials for her to mold. She can tear apart the structure of space-time, open portals to other dimensions, or even draw mystical energies from the magical universe down to the physical world. Abilities like teleportation, astral projection, illusion creation, invisibility, and flight are just the tip of the iceberg of her power. Zatanna also possesses the ability to heal, absorb energy from opponents, erect nearly impenetrable shields, and even strip enemies of their power. Her mind, manipulation, and ability to sense the flow of magic allow her to always stay one step ahead, turning each battle into a calculated spectacle. Zatanna was once capable of restraining Pralaya, an entity representing nothingness at a near-divine level. Her feats, such as covering the entire moon with an ocean or temporarily halting time on a global scale, demonstrate that her limits are almost non-existent. Zatanna is not just about power, but also about how she wields it. Not relying on artifacts or magical tools, she fights with her intellect and boundless creativity. Her ability to manipulate space and time reaches an astonishing level, capable of tearing apart the fabric of reality, paving the way for energy from the magical universe to flood into the physical world. Zatanna has defeated extremely dangerous opponents such as Zor, the Time Manipulator, and Amazo, an entity capable of replicating the powers of superheroes. She has also confronted and defeated Starbreaker, a creature that absorbs energy from planets. Even when facing legendary wizards like Merlin, Zatanna was able to maintain balance without using her full power. Her true potential far surpasses what has been shown. As a key member of Justice League Dark, she and her teammates defeated terrifying entities such as the Upside Down Man and the Demons 3, forces that directly threatened the balance of the magical world. Zatanna also demonstrates her subtlety by being able to erase the memories of numerous dangerous enemies, rendering them incapable of harm. She has defeated opponents like Lobo and Allura, her family's sworn enemies, often without even using magic. Zatanna's enemies include not only dark entities but also complex relationships, such as John Constantine, an ally who has clashed with her many times. These confrontations have forged Zatanna into a strong, sharp, and constantly evolving woman. Amidst chaos and darkness, she always maintains her identity, not just as a mage, but as a controller of destiny, one who dares to confront forces beyond comprehension to protect the fragile balance of the world.
Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and turn on notifications to watch the latest videos. Thank you very much.
Now we'll talk about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is not just a superhuman with supernatural powers, but also the pinnacle of intellect, discipline, and vision beyond human limits. Before becoming the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, 616, Stephen Strange was a genius surgeon who placed absolute faith in science and his perfect hands. But a fateful accident destroyed everything, forcing him on a journey to find healing and inadvertently opening a gateway to the mystical world. Under the guidance of the Ancient One, Strange not only learned to control magic, but also understood the profound nature of reality and the multiverse. He quickly surpassed the limits of an ordinary practitioner, becoming the supreme protector against threats from different dimensions. Unlike sorcerers who rely on instinct, Doctor Strange fights with knowledge, meticulous preparation, and the ability to analyze situations on a cosmic scale. His power stems not only from himself, but also from ancient entities like Vishanti and Sidorak, forces that provide immense magical energy. Furthermore, Strange utilizes a range of legendary artifacts, each possessing its own power and meaning, contributing to a complex yet highly effective magical system. Doctor Strange's distinguishing feature is his strategic thinking. He doesn't rush into battle impulsively, but instead calculates every step, anticipates consequences, and prepares contingency plans for worst-case scenarios. In his hands, magic becomes a tool to control, protect, and maintain the balance of the entire multiverse. Doctor Strange represents a mature and profound form of power, where experience and knowledge are just as important as pure strength. As the master of the mystic arts, Stephen Strange can connect with and summon power from cosmic entities like Vishanti and Dormammu. Thanks to this, he not only manipulates space and time, but also directly interferes with the multidimensional structure of reality. Strange demonstrates incredible versatility in using a range of abilities such as opening teleportation portals, projecting his consciousness to attack, creating illusions to mislead, controlling objects with his will, and even communicating mindlessly with opponents. The cloak of levitation allows him to fly freely, while energy shields protect him against destructive attacks. His ability to manipulate matter also allows him to turn the tide in an instant, transforming seemingly hopeless battles into opportunities. The most terrifying of Strange's powers is his control over time. Through the Eye of Agamotto, he can stop time, reverse events, or create infinite loops to wear down his opponents. The treasure trove of artifacts he possesses, such as the Book of the Vishanti and the Orb of Agamotto, are not just tools, but also sources of knowledge that allow him to access the highest levels of magic. Combined with his honed, close combat skills and his ability to create weapons and the Eldritch Energy Shield, Strange becomes a well-rounded warrior, both defensively solid and offensively calculated. With experience spanning countless realities, he often stays several steps ahead of his opponents, preparing countermeasures and exploiting even the smallest weaknesses. One of his most iconic feats was his repeated defeats of Dormammu within the Dark Dimension, where the entity was nearly immortal and possessed overwhelming power. His adversaries ranged from nightmarish entities like Shumagorath and Nightmare to dark forces like Umar and Mephisto. Strange also confronted cosmic forces like Eternity and even threats on par with Galactus. He performed decisive rituals, such as using the Montesi formula to wipe out all vampires on Earth, an act demonstrating his profound influence on the supernatural world. His long-standing feud with Baron Mordo is a testament to Strange's unwavering resolve. Even when pushed to his limits, even facing death, he always found a way to return and triumph. Confrontations with entities like Loki and other dark forces have forged Doctor Strange into a resilient, sharp, and constantly evolving individual. This transforms each of Doctor Strange's battles into a multi-layered chess game where victory doesn't come from overwhelming power, but from the ability to see further ahead than any opponent. The encounter between Zatanna, Zatara, and Doctor Strange takes place in a neutral space, the boundary between two magical worlds. When the portal between the Sanctum Sanctorum and the House of Mystery opens, both immediately realize they are facing an equal opponent. Without hesitation, Zatanna strikes first, leveraging her speed, using reverse spells to create dense illusions, and attacking with elemental forces. In the first moment, the battlefield tilts in her favor, with every blow coming swiftly, directly, and unpredictably. However, Stephen Strange is not the type of sorcerer to be defeated by surprise. With the Cloak of Levitation and the Eye of Agamotto, he quickly sees through the illusions, erects eldritch shields to neutralize the attacks, and begins a calculated counterattack. When Zatanna escalated the conflict by bending reality, transforming Strange into an object and reversing the damage, Strange immediately used time manipulation to escape the disadvantageous situation, while simultaneously summoning power from Vishanti to maintain balance. The battle quickly escalated beyond control. Space was torn apart, dimensions of reality overlapped, creating magical storms that could devour everything. Zatanna even absorbed some of her opponent's energy, attempting to overwhelm with pure power. But Strange responded by harnessing energy sources on a level close to Dormammu's, preventing the balance from being broken. Zatanna used raw power to hold her opponent back, recreating how she once controlled void entities. But Strange relied on experience accumulated through countless realities, activating the Eye of Agamotto to interfere with the timeline and summoning ancient entities Zatanna had never encountered before. When she attempted to neutralize the artifacts with counterwords, Strange was one step ahead with layers of pre-prepared counter-magic. The key to the battle gradually became clear. Strange realized Zatanna's logomancy depended on concentration and precise pronunciation. Leveraging this, he created a time-space loop to confine her, even pushing her into a dimension where words lost their effectiveness. While Zatanna still had the potential to turn the tide if the battle dragged on, and she maintained her pace, Strange's strategic advantage and preparation gradually prevailed. When things calmed down, the result wasn't an absolute victory, but a hard-fought one. Dr. Strange had a slight edge with a high win rate, but that came at the cost of a battle that consumed both strength and intellect.
What do you think of this battle? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all very much.